Mr. Snerdley tells me that we've had two more seminar callers today with exact same arguments, same phrases that we've had in the past 2 days on the corporate tax rate. And they try to pass themselves off as lifetime listeners, big fans. They're conservative. Anytime any of you call here and tell me you're conservative, I want you to know I immediately suspect you. You feel the need to have to admit that what you're telling me is that what you're going to say isn't going to sound like it. Hey, Rush, I just want you to know I'm a big conservative. That corporate tax rate sucks. The middle class is getting screamed, but I'm a big conservative. If you have to tell me it's like in other professions, you don't have to tell anybody what you are. We just negotiate the price. You have to tell me you are a conservative, then you're telling me that you aren't. Yeah, that you're not going to sound like one. Let's start on the phones. Atlanta. This is Ed. Glad you called. Thank you for your patience, sir. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Rush?
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, I just had a quick comment about Comcast. It's not just bonuses that they're giving out. I received a $1.50 an hour raise yesterday, as well as 10 other folks in my office. So if they're saying it's just bonuses, it's not. I mean, this is fantastic.
Are you suspicious of it?
Am I suspicious?
Yeah. I mean, let me put it. Not let me take you out of the equation. Let me just ask you this: Were there people in your office after the bonuses and raises were announced? Were there people in your office who ran around saying, this isn't real, they're just doing this to suck up to Trump, they're just doing this for PR, they don't really mean it? You have anybody who reacted to it that way?
Not in my office.
Really?
No.
Good. Because I would guess in your office, based on percentages, there'd be some leftist in there who would want to diminish this and try to cast it as something unreal. It's basic. I mean, it's real, but they want to tell you that Comcast really doesn't mean it. They don't really mean it. They're just doing it to please Trump or whatever, capitalized PR-wise. Let me share this with you. Speaking of conservative intellectuals, now I'm not going to mention a name. It's not the point. But this is a well-known, previously thought of as dynamic leader of the intellectual conservative so-called movement. Here's the tweet. Isn't there something creepy about corporations giving cash bonuses to employees explicitly because of the passage of certain legislation or because of specific regulatory actions? Does it have something of a road to corporatist serfdom feel about it? Do you have any reaction like that? Are you suspicious of this? Do you feel this is creepy?
This isn't creepy at all. This is why we come to work.
Were you surprised by it?
Extremely. It was not announced. This is not the cost of living annual raise that we received.
Okay, let me ask you this. Was there any whispering that this might happen if the tax bill passed? Had Comcast management whispered around and let it be known to you employees that if the tax bill passed, there might be some raises or bonus? Was there
none? No whispering. There was nothing said. It was quite a shock yesterday.
I'll tell you why I asked that. I asked that to once again try to dispel the notion that it's a PR move or that there was something ill-gotten or illegitimate tied to it. Now, let's turn this around. Thanks for the call, Ed. I appreciate it. Let's turn this around, look at it from a little bit different angle. Were you surprised? Even before the tax bill was signed today, the official signing will be today. Now, they had the celebration victory party yesterday up at the White House, and that's when all of these corporate bonuses and wage per hour increases were announced. When that happened, how many of you were shocked by it? What did you think when you heard this? The reason I ask is that, remember, the drive-by media and the Democrat Party, for as long as we've been alive, been telling us that corporations don't do this kind of thing because they don't care. They don't care about their customers, and they don't care about their employees. They only care about profits. They only care about the stock price, but they don't care about us, and they don't care about you. So this is announced, and it wasn't just one. AT&T was the first, and then here came four more very quickly. And how many of you were surprised by it because you thought that corporations had become Democrats? They were all supportive of Obama, and you just could not believe that they would sign. Trump is so hated. Trump is so despised. Trump is so unfit. This is the daily theme of the drive-by media, and yet here are corporate CEOs who are not unfit and who are not unqualified and who are not out of place. I mean, they may not be liked, but none of them are said to be unqualified. None of them are said to be in jobs over their heads, and here they are trying to get in on this. Did that shock any of you? That CEOs would do something to help Trump when you've been told that most everybody in the business community hates Trump and everybody else hates Trump? I'm just curious. I know you all can't call here and answer it. I'm throwing it out rhetorically. I'm curious what people's react. I was shocked by it. I didn't expect it. And I was totally pleasantly surprised by it. And then it didn't take me a minute to then calculate that exactly what's happened was going to happen. That Democrats and liberals would claim it wasn't real, that others would claim that it was a collusion between Trump and these CEOs, that he had bought them off, that Trump gave them something because they wouldn't do this on their own. And then we saw the Twitter attempt to start a boycott against AT&T for doing this. I think so much of what's going on here is shocking and stunning everybody because the media presents a world, a nation. The media, under the guise of doing the news, paints a picture of this country every day that mirrors themselves. And the centerpiece of it is hatred of Trump. Because Trump is incompetent, because Trump is a pig, because Trump is a barbarian, because Trump is unfit. Because Trump cheated, because he colluded with the Russians, all of this. And yet, good, uplifting, positive things continue to happen. And then this thing happened yesterday, and it seemed like everybody that mattered signed on with Trump. It left the left scratching their heads, and they're angry, and they're claiming it isn't real, and they're claiming the Republicans singing Trump's phrases were a bunch of sycophants.